Hello.
Hi! She earned that.
Welcome to Two Tangled Skeins.
Or you never know what you're going to get when you hit play.
No, you don't. Today is, it's not Saturday.
Nope.
It's Sunday,
September 13th.
2015. We're coming to you a day late because life.
Stuff
happens and, we didn't feel like recording at 8 o'clock last night.
Nope.
Everything was completely out of our hands. So,
yeah.
We are on episode 127. I am Sue, also known as Crafty Knitter 7. I would like to welcome.
Scooby-Doo.
That's exactly what I thought. I would like to welcome any returning viewers and say hello to the new viewers who have joined us.
Please don't take this as... Well, okay, yes, this is normal. I'm Lynne, also known as Toll Baby. You can find us on YouTube and... What's the other one? I always forget. Twitter. I always want to say iTunes.
No iTunes. Sorry,
no
people.
iTunes for you. So we're on YouTube and Twitter as Two Tangled Skeins, and our blog is twotangledskeins.com, and you should come join our Ravelry group.
Because
there's more craziness going on there.
If you're a member on YouTube, but not Ravelry, all the giveaways are through Ravelry.
And we give away a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should join Periscope. I've been watching all these podcasts, and everybody's talking about Periscope, and I don't even know what that is.
I'm on Periscope.
Are you?
Yeah.
Huh.
I joined to watch Juliana.
Oh, I see.
Now I've got an account.
Sorry, Juliana. Now you know I haven't watched your podcast in a while. Sorry.
Oh, she posted it on Facebook or something.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that she's mentioned Periscope, but I didn't even know what Periscope was.
Yeah, I'm still not quite sure what it is. It's like I don't know. Look it up. Google it.
Whatever. Yes, I need to join this thing I've never heard of and know nothing about.
Because, yeah.
I still don't use Twitter. I have a Twitter. I don't use
it.
I got it so I could follow the Yarn Harlot, but her Twitter feed posts on her blog, so. Yeah. Knitting show.
Yes. This is knitting. We have the window open, so if you hear some weird noise, sorry, but we needed fresh air.
It's just Sue's husband playing around outside the window.
No, he's in the basement, but yes.
I know.
I heard sawing a while ago, and I'm like, where's the sawing coming from? God, whoever's outside, please stop sawing. No. It was my husband in the laundry room. Because he has what you call a keezer, so it's a freezer, but he uses it as a fridge for his beer. So kegs go in the freezer, which is where the K comes from, keezer. So he's doing the collar for it, and he's going to put the taps on it. So he was sawing wood. Sawing logs. Oh, kill myself.
She's going to have beer on tap in her basement.
Well, it's already on tap. It's just not in taps. It comes out of a hose. And for those of you who requested, the minions, and they're all on.
Oh, joy. All I gotta do is get her to laugh really high-pitched and they'll all go off.
Or move the couch.
I'm not gonna do that because they'll all fall behind. You have any foes?
I actually have a faux since I wrote up the show notes.
Sweet! I'll let you go first.
Me, a faux. Well, I'm wearing a faux. Let's go with that one.
She's all level long bottom here. I stayed out all night.
I'm really, really tired.
That's why I brought you coffee.
Yes. What I'm wearing is my Mara shawl. It's made out of Mad Tosh. No. Yes. Mad Tosh, DK.
In the Georgia O'Keeffe colorway.
Georgia O'Keeffe colorway. And this is yarn that was given to me by Selma.
I've heard this a couple of times.
Yeah, and I think the pattern was by Mad Tosh.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So.
She was in love with the pattern until she got to the point where she had to knit front and back the whole row.
And then, you had to knit front and back the whole row and then start the...
It was 1x1 ribbing and then 2x2 ribbing.
Yeah. And so I got through all the 1x1, then half of the 2x2, and then left it with Carrie.
She said, I want a mindless pattern. Yeah. She didn't really mean it.
No. And when I asked
Not
Lynne,
that mindless.
When I ask Lynne to look for shawls for me now, I say not Mara.
Yeah.
Anywho, that is something that I had to dig out because all of my knitted
damn cold
items... well, not only that, but all of my knitted items are away in plastic bags. So the thing I finished yesterday, and I've had this on the needles for way too long, was my barn raising square.
You're turning out pretty.
It is pretty.
What's that, Rose Garden or something?
Yes, this is Yarntasia Rose Garden.
Can't believe I remembered that.
Yep. And, well, I've had it on the needles for a long time. It's the Barn Raising Square by Shelley Mackey and Larissa Brown out of the Knit Along book. And I got this is my 16th or my 17th square, and it takes about 48 to make a blanket, but I might make it bigger. It is knit on 2.75 millimeters, which is a US 2. It's done. And to me, that's a faux because I bound off.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you had to wait until you put the blanket together, it'd never be a faux.
No.
Well, not for a while anyway.
No.
All right, I'm going to put this down because I have those. I have 2
faux show.
I have been sort of a knitting fiend lately. I was getting ready for the Downsiller Studios Pigskin Party knit along. For those of you who don't know, Boston Jen, who is a friend of ours, she's also the creator of the Tan House Brook Shawl. Her name is Jennifer Lassonde, and she's a designer on Rav, and she has her own podcast called the Downsiller Studio Podcast. It's audio only. I finally started listening to it because
if you want to win prizes, you need to listen to the
I'm
podcast.
way behind on everything. The whole podcasting thing is just like... So I finally listened to a couple of episodes, and I'm quite happy. The Pigskin Party is a yardage knit along, so it's kind of like Stash Dash for the knit girls, but it lasts the duration of the football season.
Yeah.
There are football related rules. There's intercepts every month for special projects to get more points and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
For every, is it 100 or 1,000 yards that you get?
I'm not doing it.
She's just a sponsor.
I think it's 100. I think it's 100.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
But anyway, you get points for every 100 yards you knit. And additional points if you use sponsors' products, like Sue's bags.
Yeah, there's the headliners, which are the main, like the
there's
big...
8 headliner sponsors who are the big sponsors.
If you use theirs, you get more points, and then there's a whole bunch of just regular sponsors, and that's me.
So, you get extra points if you knit for charity, you get extra points if you knit in team colors, so on and so forth, and there's a prediction thread where you predict who's going to win.
And
my prediction was, I know they don't stand a chance, but I got to stick with my bears.
And there's a thread in the group for sponsored discount codes.
Yeah.
All of the sponsors
There's all kinds of coupon codes. So if you've never listened to Boston Jen, well, I keep calling her Boston Jen. That's just her name on Ravelry.
Jennifer.
If you've never listened to Jen's podcast, you need to hop on over there. It's audio only. It's on iTunes. I don't have iTunes, but if you scroll all the way down past the show notes, there is a direct download for an MP3 file, which is how I listen to it. So anyway, I was trying to get everything off the needles by September 10th because that's when it was starting.
At 8:30 p.m.
I succeeded on September 7th. Then I sat there for 3 days with no knitting. It drove me nuts.
We were like, cast on a bluebird of happiness or a little...
Yeah, I didn't end up doing it. I ended up just waiting, and it nearly killed me. But see how devoted I was, Jen? I have witnesses. She was there when I cast on my first project.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it killed her when I told her.
That I had to wait till 8:30 p.m. And she was like, you have to wait till kickoff time. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, we were on a VKN. I think it was Wednesday night. No.
I was staying up till Monday night to cast on. And
Monday
she was
night
like,
or Tuesday. And Ramona, one of the regulars on the VKN, said, oh, yeah, I heard it starts at 8:30. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So I went and looked at the rules, and it actually started at kickoff time. So those of you who cast on in the morning,
we won't tell. Anyway, faux number 1 was my Black Death shawl, which I am absolutely in love with.
Oh, that's going to block out nicely.
It is. It's gorgeous. And you can see the stripes of teal.
You can.
It's not striped. It's a variegated pinkish gray and teal. And you can actually see the teal in this. Mm-hmm. When normally I can't get it to show up on the camera, but it's actually... it's
Maybe
pretty.
it's the daylight we have coming in.
That's possible. This is the Black Death shawl by Hoxton Handmade. Sorry, I'll try not to lean into the microphone when I'm talking because I know I'm loud. It is made out of Art by Anna's Superwash Aran Weight wool. In color AA13. Whoopty, that's exciting. But sadly, you can't get this yarn. Because Anna's supplier, she can't hear him. Just hiding Sue here.
Yeah. Used to it. Oh, good.
Her supplier, she could not get any more of this base.
Has she sourced a new Aran weight yet?
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't really been keeping up. But anyway, this one is a gorgeous gray and teal.
And that was 2 skeins?
This is 2 skeins of that yarn.
And
this whole shawl. And I had a little teeny ball about that big left over.
Aran is bigger than worsted, right?
Slightly, yes.
It's big. It's between
worsted and bulky.
Okay.
Red Heart Super Saver is technically an Aran weight.
Okay.
Because it's bigger than worsted.
Yep. It's very pretty.
The other 4 skeins of this that I bought, because I bought all she had left when I found out she couldn't get any more. The other 4 skeins are that same bluish pinky gray. It's weird because it's got some hints of blue and some hints of pink. It's a really hard to describe. And some pink. So that one I have 4 skeins of though, so I need to make something bigger out of that. So that's my first faux, and it was on size US 8 needles, which is a 5mm. And I loves it. I don't know if you can see the edge, but this has like hundreds of little points.
So
not hundreds, just dozens. But
does it have as many points as the French can?
No.
Okay. Just wondering because I
poor Sue blocked my French can.
It took all of her T-pins and all of mine. So am I blocking that for you?
Sure. Thank you.
Just leave your wires here.
Yes. She's got my blocking wires, so.
Why don't you show the French can now that it's blocked? It's in the bag.
I could do that.
Sorry,
came out
beautifully.
She not only blocked my stuff, she wove in the ends. How spoiled am I?
It was sitting on the desk over there, and my daughter came into bedroom and went, "Oh my God, Mom, I need one of those." I'm like, "You want something with a cable?"
Isn't it gorgeous?
Like, yeah. But
Sylvie,
yeah, so
this
all
is yours.
The points, yeah, they came out pretty nicely.
They did.
Yeah.
That's probably mine.
It's going to be really nice to wear.
She's going to love it. And cuddle it and hug it and call it George. And I'm going to be the bestest friend ever when I hand this to her.
Especially now that fall has started. Because she wanted it for the classroom, right?
She wanted it because it gets cold in the class, and she lives a few blocks away from where she works, so she walks, and she wanted something that would keep her warm.
She'll be able to wear it as a shawl. She'll be able to wear it like
as a scarf
in the winter. Like it'll be awesome.
So my other faux, because I have another one. We're just babbling.
Of course she does. Of course she has another one.
I'm so super thrilled with this because, as you know, my last pair of socks turned out super huge, and my son appropriated them.
Is he happy he'll be able to wear them?
He loves them. Loves them. And it was funny because somebody asked me if he knew that it was Lonely Princess yarn. And I told him the name of the colorway. I said the colorway is called Lonely Princess. And he says, that's okay. I don't mind having pretty princess socks.
And he loves purple.
There's purple in them. I don't care. So, Juliana, your yarn, big hit with my kids.
It's the right shade of purple.
Oh, he doesn't care about the shade. He just loves purple.
Okay.
Rob's the one who cares about the shade.
Oh, jeez. Never mind about that.
But, yeah, we won't go into that. Rob has feelings about purple. And thank God he doesn't watch the podcast often, so... But yes, he has definite feelings about purple. So the other faux is my socks. Look at that. And they fit perfectly. The only thing that I would change...
and they were a true size 8.
Yes.
Those are
look at
blockers for an 8.
And they're perfect.
Well, I took them out of my purse after you gave them to me, and I'm like, what am I going to do with them? I just put them right on the sock blockers.
Well, because I handed them to her because I figured I'd forget to bring them. Mm-hmm. And she was looking at them when I handed them to her, and she's like, are you sure those are big enough? And I'm like, they're ribbed. It's fine. They're perfect. Because, yeah, they look tiny when you take them off. Well, not now that they've been stretched.
Well,
they
didn't
still
look that
big.
Tiny.
But, yeah. So, these are plain vanilla. Well, it's my variation on plain vanilla socks. It's just a 2x2 rib that I carried down the front of the foot, but not
on the bottom.
Yeah, and I stopped at the toe. So, it is based on the sock recipe, A Good Plain Sock, by Stephanie Pearl McPhee, who is the yarn harlot, from her book, The Knitting Rules. They were done on a size 2.5. No, size 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter. Sorry, I'm reading things backwards here. The yarn is DGB Confetti, which is not discontinued.
What does the DGB stand for?
It's the name of the yarn company. I don't know.
Okay.
You can look it up. It is online, but I forget.
Not discontinued.
Not discontinued. Shocker, I know. I bought this at Woolen Things in Orleans.
I've never been in that store, and
I've been once. This is what I bought.
I've been told that if you go in there, bring a friend so they can get you out.
Sorry.
What?
I don't know. I'm not going to say anything bad about a yarn store on the podcast. Suffice to say, I don't shop there anymore. And I know a lot of people in the Ottawa area who will not shop there anymore. But it is a lovely little store. Helps if you're francophone. Helps if you don't bring kids in with you.
Show name.
Yes, for once I'm knitting with something that was not discontinued because the art by Anna is
Discontinued.
So this is my other faux, and I love it, and they fit me, but the only thing I have changed for subsequent socks, because I've already got some more socks on the go, is that this is not quite enough over the heel for me to be comfortable wearing the socks. So these are going to be my short around the house socks, and I am currently knitting a pair of longer socks. So you can have your sock blockers back now.
Okay. Just put them on the
I know.
desk or behind
Right
me.
there, so we'll
whichever.
remember to put them up. That's my faux.
Nice.
What you knitting?
I cast on another square, and I've been wanting to cast on
Oh, that's cute.
this square for a while. Let me just get to the end of the
Yes.
row. So again, another barn raising square by Larissa Brown and Shelley Mackey out of the Knit Along book. And our friend,
Poster came with the cup.
it does it all the time. And our friend Mandy sent us some minis, and I believe you have this colorway too, because she said she sent a mini to everybody. So this, it was so funny. Not yesterday, the night before, we were chatting on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, I finished my square, and then I showed this skein and this skein. And I'm like, which one should I cast on? And she kept saying magic. And I'm like, what's magic? But we had previously been talking about her brain and able to keep in all the patterns that we talk about. Because Sarah was like, I need to knit a sweater, I forget the sweater. And then, anyway, she blurted it out and she knew what it was.
But it's like
it's the yarn name. It's the colorway. And I'm like, why do you keep saying magic? Oh, the yarn name is called magic. And it is Mad Tosh Light. Yeah, Mad Tosh Merino Light.
pretty.
It is very pretty. And
Did you make that?
No, I will talk about that in a bit.
Okay.
I did not, but I have the tools to do it. So here, let me get really close. If you're on my Instagram feed, you've seen this up close.
Oh wow, the color's really popping on that.
Yeah,
it's a little more green than it looks.
But it won't focus. Anyways.
Maybe if we move our heads.
So I cast it on last night, and yarn in the way. Problems of a knitter. So that's what I've got. And I'm using my carbons, which I absolutely love.
Jealous. I want to get some.
Thank you, Stephanie.
That reminds me, we're going to have to pull out the drug scale later so we can make this into minis, because this is what's left from the socks.
Yes, it's...
Sue has the other ball.
And that is living in my Girl with the Rabbit bag that I got in a club. Oh, is there yarn sticking out?
Yes.
Yep. Because
There's
I've got
yarn
balls
sticking
and balls of yarn in there, and I keep not taking the balls that are in there to knit on. I go grab
All the
others.
balls.
Well, yeah, all the balls. That's one thing I'm knitting
I was going
on.
to say, that cannot be the only thing you have on
Oh,
needles.
no, I've got bags and bags over here, and I cast on 2 things this week.
I'm looking over there at my fox fabric because I'm very excited about that.
I cast on...
Oh, you finally started it.
Yes, I did. I cast on...
Sorry, I have nothing to knit on right now. It's driving me a little bonkers.
Where is it? The Perfect Retreat Shawl by Susan B. Anderson. And this is what it looks like. And she designed this for SSK, the Super Summer Knit Along with the Knit Girls. I just want to find a picture of it. Look how beautiful this is. There goes my bag. And
We're going to be knit along twinsies for the next little
we have
while. Because we both cast this on.
We have 2 projects that are
Yes.
the same. So that I'm knitting on, and it is out of Night Owl Fibers in the Gig'em Aggies. What does that mean? Do you have any idea?
Oh, Aggies is a football team. It's
Okay.
Texas agriculture.
Okay, because I was like, what does
yeah, it's a college
Gig'em
football
Aggies
team.
mean? So this is our high school senior friend. We VKN with her mom, and she is Night Owl Fibers on Etsy. Come on, focus.
It's being stubborn today.
Yep.
No, that's mine. That's your face.
I will link it in the show notes. And so it's like, it's wee right now because it's...
Yeah, that's about how big mine is.
Well, yeah, it's wee because I have to actually concentrate when I'm working on it.
Mm-hmm.
So isn't it
That's why I have nothing to knit on right now, because everything I'm knitting on requires concentration except the sock, and I will get to that.
And I will show you the ball.
Oh, it's so pretty. I love it.
So pretty. It's like, it's got that pink that I like in it, but then it's got like maroon and, oh yeah, now you focus. Maroon and wine color and
As she tells the camera off.
everything is
Oh, God.
falling. Put that over here. And so, it is living in my sparkly yarnet, which are not available to the public yet. And we're not sure if they will be.
Yet. We're trying to convince her.
Yeah. And it is also living in my Mina Makes bag, who is the knitting expat. And the fabric.
Oh, is that upholstery fabric?
Ooh. I think it's a dress shirt fabric.
Yeah.
It's got a nice gray on the inside.
Okay, get off.
Yeah, she's telling her drink off.
Marilyn is trying to come with me.
Yes. So that is on, maybe I should tell the needle size.
Now that all my stuff is on top of the show notes.
Size 4mm, which is a US 7.
No, it's not. 4mm is US 6.
Oh.
Was that a 6 or a 7?
Oh.
Green one is your 7, so it's 4.5mm.
No, green one is my 6.
Oh, okay.
Red one's is my 7.
Then US 6.
Correct that. Okay, I thought I stopped.
I did 2 for a second there. I was like, oh.
So that's one thing. Well, another thing. I've got a few bags.
Next. That one's super pretty. I love that fabric.
This is the only fabric I had of this, so it
That
had
is
to become
so
mine.
cute. I love the scarecrows.
It's got these pumpkins on the inside, which Mandy actually found at Joanne's. She found some at Joanne's.
I'm really jealous now.
What, because of the pumpkins?
Both.
Sorry.
But pumpkins. Love pumpkins. My son calls me the ultimate white girl, and I keep trying to tell him that he can't talk like that. But yes, I pumpkin spice all the things.
I bought pumpkin spice cookies at the grocery store.
I may have to break down and start using canned pumpkin because the pumpkins aren't in the grocery stores yet.
No, this is Innocent Pleasure by, where's her name?
Innocent Pleasure, I put it down.
Oh, right.
Iglin's we're not sure. Crafts.
And I am using some loops and thread.
That's the other one that we're both doing.
Loops and thread in the lavender colorway. And the reason I'm using acrylic is because it's...
What did I do?
Nothing.
Okay.
If you go
Everything
off the
went-
screen. The reason I'm using acrylic is because it's for my sister, and my sister has twin girls. Needs
Little
to be able to
twin
wash
girls.
these. Yeah, they're almost 2. They'll be 2, I think, in January. They're the ones I'm knitting the reversible owl toys for. So, yeah, there's not much here because, you know, concentration. And
Same
that is
problem.
knit on a 5mm, which is a US 8. Next.
I love that bag, though. That's really pretty.
Thank you. My husband's sweater has been moved to this bag.
I'll have to see if I can get some more of that pumpkin fabric.
Yep, she said there was some. Well, actually, she sent me a picture. I'm not sure if she bought any, though. So I'm knitting the flax for my husband, and I really only got about, my tin can knits, I got about 2 rows done. Let me just see.
Sorry?
Did I get more than 2 rows done? That's my progress. Yeah, I got about 2 rows done, and for those of you who know what the flax looks like, or don't know what the flax looks like, it's this. And it's got a garter panel. There it is. Down the sleeves. And so it's a really good pattern for a first-time sweater knitter. And this is knit out of...
Yes, get my knitting
SMC Northern Wool tweed. So it's a nice gray with some brown tweed in it. And lastly, what I'm knitting on is I did some more work on the silver. I'm on to my...
Did you show the bag for the other one?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
It's one of my
Sorry.
bags. There's only one like this. It's mine.
Yes.
And I'm knitting on the silver by Lisa Much. Do I have the pattern in here? I do. Look at that.
Look what there is in Ogdensburg.
Yeah, I knew that. Rhinebeck? Or like
Short road trip.
Yes, we could do a short road trip.
There's a Joann's in Ogdensburg, which is like an hour and a half away from here.
So, Silver by Lisa Much.
I'm getting some of that pumpkin fabric.
Free pattern. Well, you can go online and see if they have it in stock in that store. And so I am going past what the pattern calls for because basically you knit and then you knit these ridges. So you start with 1, 2, and I'm all the way down to 5. And I'm on the one where I'm going to do 6.
Yes, because she had lots of yarn.
I have this much left. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it.
Well, just do as many ridges as you can and then bind off.
Yeah, I'll just bind right off. I won't even do anything else. But it's so soft. It's the stuff I got at Fibre Space. The yarn is... Probably don't have it in here.
You didn't put silver on.
I didn't put silver on the notes. Wow.
Whatever she was working on silver with.
It's Spud and Chloe Superfine.
Oh, that's right.
And it's a merino silk base.
Yes. Because it's the stuff I made Rob socks out of.
Of course, it's on size 8 because I'm knitting everything on size 8, which is a 5mm. And it's in my sheep bag, my one of a kind.
It's so cute.
It's her green, so it's one of the first bags I made. So there are some imperfections, and that's why I didn't.
But it's green and it has sheepies, and it's yours.
C'est à moi. That's it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, and I'm getting warm.
Well, you're wearing a merino shirt.
I am wearing a merino t-shirt, and I've got a spotlight on me.
You sure you do?
Spotlight. My braid.
You deserved a whack for that.
What you knitting on?
Well, my first whip is actually almost a faux, but not quite. I'm not going to call it a faux till I've done the heel, because it's my first pair of afterthought heel socks. I'm very excited. And they're living in my owl bag from Sue.
Mm-hmm. I think I have more of that fabric. I should put some in the shop.
You should, because didn't you make one for Sarah out of this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sarah bought hers.
I'm pretty sure. Yours?
Did I?
Yes.
Oh, it's the Route 66 one I didn't buy.
Yeah, because I didn't even have it in the shop. You just sent me money.
But these are my pinstripe socks. I love them. Look at that. Look at the colors. Aren't they fantastic?
I just find that the pinstripe just make the color pop. Because I did my Downton Abbey socks.
I am loving. I cast this on at 9 p.m. on September 10th. I have a whole sock. Not the heel, obviously. There's my blue line there with the...
and a longer sock than you would normally knit.
It's a little bit longer above the heel than I normally do because, A, I didn't want to waste the yarn. And B, I discovered with the last pair that I like my a little bit longer.
Show them what you did with her thing.
With her thing. Oh.
She made it into
It's pathetic, but I made my first everlasting gobstopper ball.
Which is awesome.
I wound it myself because it comes in a skein.
I was looking at the yarn going, did you get Lollipop? Like, who did you order that from? And she's like, no, that's Juliana. I wound it myself. I'm like, nice.
It took me like half an hour.
So those are on 2.5s?
Yes, this is 2.5s. I'm following the pattern as written. The only thing I didn't, that I've done differently this time, our friend Teresa, who, I don't remember what her proper... She's proper on Ravelry, but what's her design name? Is it just Teresa Seasons? Or?
GL Designs or something like
GL
that.
Anyway.
Proper, P-R-O-P-P-E-R.
Yeah, if you go to her, her...
design page.
P profile on Ravelry, it will have a link to her design page. Mm-hmm. I'm having trouble coming up with words today.
And it's free because she just did it so that anybody could use it on any pattern.
What are we talking about?
The toe.
I didn't realize she'd actually put out a design for this toe.
Is that not the toe that follows your toes?
She was just talking about it at midnight one night, so I decided to try it. I didn't follow a pattern or anything.
Oh, no, she actually made a little pattern.
Oh, okay. There you go. You can find the pattern for this toe on the thing. But Teresa has... Her feet are shaped pretty much... Well, okay, the top of her feet are shaped very much the way mine are, where all my toes go up towards the big toe, and, like, there's no sort of even area. It's just all... So, regular toes don't fit me. They always end up lopsided on my foot. Mm-hmm. So I decided to try her thing where she does the increases only on one side of the toe. Which means that, yes, I am going to have a very definite right and left sock. But I'm okay with that.
It'll fit really nicely.
I'm thinking next time I might do a little bit of curve in on the other side. Just
mine
because
aren't as curved.
Yeah, she's got this nice straight ridge across the top of her toes, and then the last two fall off, like drop off.
Yeah, I just use...
My feet don't do that.
Yeah. I have to use 14 stitches when I do the Judy's Magic cast on. Because I don't like that when it goes really pointy and then you got this little flat spot. I don't like that. But
I usually do the Yarn Harlot's rounded toe, but again, I end up at that little flat spot that falls off where the top of my foot is. Mm-hmm. So I tried this. I think next time I might go in a couple of stitches on the other side near the end just to round it off a little bit. And I'm really sucky at doing the edges of Kitchener stitch because it always ends up really square. But
did you see the thing I posted on Facebook? It's a crochet, but it's to replace Kitchener stitch. I did
not see it.
Okay,
I will go look for it.
I will link it in the show notes.
And I'm very proud of this Kitchener because it turned out really even and nice.
It is really pretty. The reason I do toe-up socks is because Kitchener and I aren't friends.
I love it. But yes, these are the pinstripe socks by Julia Swart. Sue has done them before, and I mean, look at those colors.
It's a free pattern, and it's kind of like, which pattern is it?
Atlantic Current.
Yeah, it's similar to the Atlantic Current.
I think this one actually came out first, but
I think it did. I think it
did. Because the Atlantic Current is made for pattern. This is out of course, Juliana's Fibre, Lucid Dreams sock yarn, in the board shorts colorway. I love these colors. Mm-hmm. They are so pretty. The yellow is not showing up as well. There we go.
Yeah.
Because here it just looks orange. But the yellow is showing up next to the orange, and it's a really, really, really gorgeous colorway. She outdid herself with this one.
It reminds me of fall.
It reminds me of a lot of things.
But I get the board shorts name. Totally.
Yep. But there's my waist yarn for the Afterthought heel. And Sue made me not do it on the podcast because she was like, you're going to screw it up. You're going to be mad.
No, I said it's not a good thing to do on the podcast.
Well, yes.
And where did you find out how to put in the waist yarn? In case people want to know.
Oh, yes. She basically gives a vague description of it in the pattern, but she says go to YouTube and whatever. I looked up the Knit Girls video, the how-to for Afterthought heels, and is Leslie knitting in the video, and I watched that, so I was able to just keep going. And
Laura's the one who put out the pattern, but Leslie does the video. I was confused when she said, no, it wasn't Laura. I'm like, wait, what?
She's like, look up Laura's video, and I'm like, but that's Leslie. Sorry. So, yeah, if you're interested in trying out the Afterthought heel, it's really, really easy. I'm actually going to do it this afternoon.
My pair of socks that I knit from Knit Picks has the Afterthought heels in them. Like the waist yarn. I haven't actually done the heels yet.
Huh.
Because I did one and it turned out lopsided. So it's sitting there live stitches just in the wind. So maybe we'll have to do it together.
Maybe. I can wait until knit night. I mean, I'm starting the second sock.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's okay. So these are on a US 1.5, which is 2.5 millimeter needles. And it's a 64 stitch cast on, so
you do the same
if
as me
you need more.
You do exactly the same number of stitches and the same needle size as
Well,
me.
I'm going to see if these fit, because I've never done a pattern sock with only 64 stitches. I've only done ribbed.
Yeah.
So I'm going to see how well these fit. I may have to...
Mine fit okay, but...
They should be alright. Yeah. But look at those colors! I've been posting pictures on Instagram and on Facebook, and everybody's going, oh, awesome colors! And I'm like, yep, Juliana.
She's our homegrown talent. One of our homegrown dyers.
Yes. And I'm only just casting on the first sock because I finished the toe this morning. Second sock.
What else did you cast on? All the things. And knit a little bit on all the things.
September 10th. I had not had any knitting for 3 days.
So on the
I
11th,
cast on 5 projects.
the 11th you cast on everything else, right? Because you only cast on the socks.
I cast them on when I got home that night.
Oh, you did? Okay.
All these projects were cast on the 10th.
She sent me the show notes and I'm like, dude, you're taking up half a page. Yep.
There's not a lot because I've been so addicted with the socks that I haven't wanted to knit on anything else.
Sorry,
This little lovely piece of lace. First of all, the yarn is fabulous.
How fabulous
Oh my God,
is it?
so fabulous.
Carl, we love you.
This is Bijou Basin Xanadu.
New.
This is the 100% cashmere. It is like knitting with air.
Butter.
I mean, it is so soft you don't feel it going through your fingers. At all. And,
Yeah, because
so
I
pretty.
cast on the upstairs, downstairs cowl, and I got a good chunk into it, and I'm like, it doesn't feel like I have anything on my needles.
And I mean, this is not blocked at all. Not even slightly. I have to be careful because it will just slide off the needles. And I need to find it. Actually, I'm okay with the length of this needle, but I need to find point protectors for it. I have some at home. I just have to dig them out. But yeah, this is not the slightest bit blocked. And look at how beautiful that is. And this is the checkerboard lace, is the name of the pattern. It's a scarf. It's by Pearl Soho. I actually just found another pattern of hers this morning that I need to cast on.
I'm thinking I need to cast that one on too. I guess I should have joined the pigskin party. Because I'm casting on all the things.
Shannon was saying the other day, Minerva Turkey, Shannon was saying that she's lost her knitting mojo. Maybe we should start sending her links to all the stuff we've cast on.
Yeah.
Because, I love this stuff so much. It's so soft. So pretty. Sadly, I have not actually printed out any of my patterns because my stupid printer is acting up, so I can't show you a picture of the finished product. But look up Checkerboard Lace by Pearl Soho. That's P-U-R-L Soho. This is Bijou Basin Xanadu in the gray colorway on a size US 7, which is 4.5 millimeters. So soft. I don't want to put it back in the bag. And this is living in my blinger string bag. My llamas and alpacas. There's some of both.
The only way she'll get to see llamas and alpacas.
Yeah, it's the only way I can have any llama or alpaca. But I love it. So, that's in my bag. That's whip number 2. Sorry, they're on the floor because I'm a little too far away from the sewing machine to be able to reach. My poor olive branch shawl.
Did you recast it on?
No,
Oh, okay.
no. My poor olive branch. It got frogged due to my own stupidity. Rob took me to the Labor Day parade in Zion, and oh my word, I had no idea that you American people took Labor Day so seriously. For us, it's just an extra day off. Literally, nobody does anything on Labor Day.
Nope.
They have parades. It's a big deal. Everybody comes out. The whole town's there. There's cleaning up for days afterwards because everybody's throwing candy from the floats. I couldn't believe the mess. It was unbelievable.
Well,
Every float was throwing candy. It's the Parks District that does the cleanup.
Okay.
So this is my... Which one am I knitting in the red? This is my perfect retreat shawl. Because I decided that I tried to knit the olive branch shawl twice by Library Paste, and I kept screwing up and not being able to figure out how I had screwed up.
Yeah.
So I decided I needed to walk away from that pattern for a little while. It's not the designer's fault. It's not the pattern's fault. It's purely because I have a tendency to put it down to work on other things for 6 months at a time. And then come back to it and go, nothing's working. So I frogged it. Because I brought it to the Labor Day parade with me, and here I am trying to work on fairly complicated lace while selling hot dogs.
And doing math.
Not a good idea.
Didn't you amaze the muggles with your math?
It was hilarious. We were selling hot dogs for the Zion Genealogy Society, which Rob is a member of. And it's mostly older ladies. He's not the only male member, but he's one of the few, and he's one of the only ones under the age of 60. There are a couple, but not many. So we were there to provide muscle and haul stuff around for the ladies. And I ended up doing a lot of the selling because I didn't mind standing there in 100-degree weather. A lot of older ladies. Personally, I don't do well with the heat. I can only imagine what it's like for them. So the ladies were preparing the food in the background and pricing stuff and doing all the administrivia, I like to call it, while I was standing at the counter for most of it, selling stuff. And a couple of the ladies would, there were usually 3 of us at the front at a time, and the other girls were all trading off. And people would just say, okay, I want like some of that and some of that and some of that, because we had baked goods and we had drinks and all kinds of stuff, and everything was a different price. And people would go, okay, I want that, and that, and I'd just spit out the price. And after a couple of times, the other women were just kind of looking at me like, you some kind of Rain Man? And I'm like, well, the prices are all the same. It's 50 cents, 75 cents, or $1. Apparently, this is not a common skill. I did not know that. Because I suck at math. But apparently I'm good at this. So it was kind of funny. But yes, that's how the Olive Branch shawl by Library Paste, if you want to check it out, it's really pretty, got frogged. And it has now become my perfect retreat shawl, all, 12 rows of it, by Susan B. Anderson. This is Handmaiden Mini Maiden, which is half merino, half silk. I think it's 50-50. Anyway, it's merino and silk. In the berry colorway on US 6, which are 4mm needles. I can't remember what needles these are.
Those are Chow-Goos.
They might be Chow-Goo, but I love them. They are fabulous.
Yeah, remind me to give you the other Chow-Goo needle I got. Hate them. You or love them or you hate them. There's no in between.
I love them. I'm perfectly happy to take your cast-offs. Mm-hmm. And that is living in my Java Jenny bag. Okay. The one and only Java Jenny bag I have. I love it. I love pumpkins. Yeah, you may not have guessed this. I really love pumpkins.
Mine has zombies on it.
And I keep messing up the strap because I'm rough on my bags. But yes, this is my Java Jenny bag and I love it. Maybe I will get through these in less than 40 minutes. Nope. No, I won't, because we're at 42. Gotta stop babbling. No more
People
side
keep
stories.
Watching, so.
No more side stories about little old ladies selling hot dogs. They would kill me if they heard me calling a little old lady, hey, I found my strap.
Did you not know it was in there?
I was looking for it. I wasn't sure where it was because I wanted to use it the other day.
You have 2 straps now.
Yeah, I know, but the other one's still in my suitcase. In my other yarnet, because the socks are living in my sparkly one. So in my other yarnet is mystery yarn. I have no idea what this stuff is. No clue. It's really pretty. You can't really see the colors all that well. It is black, navy blue, teal, green, and a sort of lighter aqua blue. And it's a single.
Project closer and you might be able to see it.
It is the roughest damn stuff I've ever knit with. It's really awful. I have no idea what it is. A friend of mine who has since passed away gave this to me years ago. And
it's probably, you think it's acrylic?
It doesn't feel like acrylic.
Okay.
I'm suspecting it's wool, but it's not very nice wool, and it looks like hand spun. Because it's very uneven. It's pretty thick and thin. But it is the most awful stuff to knit with. But it's pretty, so I'm hoping that it softens up after it's been washed. I have 3 cakes of this, like this. So I figured it was time for it to go. And I have thus far never thrown out yarn unless I'd have been attacked by creepy crawlies. So I'm going to knit something out of it. This is the Innocent Pleasure that Sue is working on.
Twins.
It's worsted. It's unknown fiber. I haven't done the burn test on it yet. No clue what it is. On size US 8, which is a 5mm needle. These are bamboo. I think they're Hayahayas, but I bought them so long ago I couldn't tell you. As you can see, I'm very hard on my circs. It's close to popping out. I'm hoping it will last. If it doesn't,
Crazy glue.
yeah. I used to have circs pop out all the time, so this is damage from long ago. I no longer do that to my circs. I'm not sure if I just knit more loosely or if I hold them differently or what, but they don't turn out that way anymore. But yes, this is the Innocent Pleasure by Iglin's Crafts. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. IGLINZ Crafts. And now all the Americans are going, what? Z for everybody else. Rob keeps laughing at me when I spell things for him that have a Z in them. And that is living in one of my Art by Anna bags. My little farm animals one. I love that bag. And now that I've found my strap. Woohoo. And yes, this little teeny bag is big enough to fit the yarnet and the shawl.
And so is the Bling Your String bags.
Yes. They are, I mean, you wouldn't think that it would fit in there, but it does.
It's tall because I don't even know what it is.
I mean, the bottom, it's a flat bottom bag, so it's got a fair bit of girth to it. So that's number 4. I am getting to the end, I'm sorry, because I know I've been babbling so much that we're taking forever here. The last thing on the needles, and I haven't worked on it since I started the socks because I couldn't put the socks down. Literally could not put the socks down. I was so enamored with these socks. Excuse me. And these are all free patterns, by the way, because I'm cheap. This is the Gentle Vortex hat. And it is by Carrie Steinitz. It's a freebie. It's for bulky yarn. And I happen to have several skeins of Bernat Softy Chunky in my stash.
That looks like the other yarn.
I know. They're
Stuff.
yeah, I know. They're the same colors. Except this one doesn't have black.
Yeah.
The other one is predominantly black with flashes of the other colors. This one is all the other colors. But it's exactly the same colors. Which I didn't realize when I cast them on. This is how far I got. I'm about ready to start the pattern. It's some really, really funky variegation. This is going to be a charity hat, because quite frankly, I don't wear hats. My son doesn't wear hats, and my daughter has more than enough of them. So it's going to be a charity hat. And it is out of Bernat Softy Chunky in the Circus colorway. It's all pretty blues and greens and aquas. And it is on size 8 US 8
is on
5mm needles.
Except socks.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be on size 9, but I didn't have a size 9 in the 16-inch needles. So I just kept going on the 8. I can't see it really making that much of a difference.
I forgot my socks.
Ha!
No, not this bag.
Back to Sue.
Sorry, not this bag.
Oh, and this is in my other Art by Anna bag, which I love. Love.
The knot bag.
I love this fabric so much.
I forgot. I did get some progress on my socks.
Yes.
My gummy bear socks that I wish I would have started patterning because...
Now you're wishing you'd done pinstriped, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. So I actually got 2 color repeats done. So, you can see the marker. These are my gummy bear socks. It's Felice yarn. It was their special edition. 2 at a time, toe up. 2.5 millimeters, which is a...
US 1.5.
Really?
2.5?
Yeah.
Yeah. US 1.5.
Yeah, it is. I'm looking at the notes. I believe you now.
It says it on my high eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And I can still read mine.
Wow. So these are the colors, and
barely,
yeah,
but I can read them.
Kind of not my pink, and they're kind of turning out a little girly. So I might see if they can stretch onto my daughter's feet. I'm not sure, but they're so soft.
Mm-hmm.
So soft.
Part of me is regretting not buying any of that when it came around, but the other part of me is going, okay, I have how many skeins of self-striping yarn at home?
And I bought 4 colors, and then Sarah gave me one of them. Oh. But I made myself a stitch mark, a row counter? No. Progress keeper. Because I thought gummy bears need to have a progress keeper that it says, if you can read it. Oh, come on, focus.
Stick it in front of your face. Well, I meant in front of both our faces, but now you can't see it because
I'm trying. It says laugh. Oh, I really want this to focus, so I'm going to try again. There we go. Laugh. And I have some that say love, and I figured laugh would be cute. Okay.
And
Sorry.
it's in.
Oh, it's in a bag that I got when Diane was making the knotted bags. And she actually made this for herself. And then I begged to buy it from her. And somebody posted in, I think, last week's episode that they have a bag out of the same fabric.
In the same, not from Diane, but they
No.
have a...
But I'm like, but I want the fabric. I want more. Sorry, I'm whining.
Mm-hmm.
So, should we do... What do we have next?
I don't know.
Hang on. We have a question.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I forgot to tell you that.
I saw.
Okay.
I do frequent the Ravelry board.
So,
it's a while.
Dixie, who is a frequent VKNer, I don't know how to say her username.
DESZ72.
Yeah. She said, ugliest FO or knitting regrets.
Y'all don't want to know what my ugliest foe is. All my foes were ugly in the beginning.
Yeah, I think most of ours were.
I think my biggest knitting regret is that I put off learning new techniques because I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And then when I finally get up the nerve to try them, they're so easy. I didn't try cabling for the longest time.
Neither did I. Cabling, I was like,
lace
really?
for the longest time.
I did the 16 cable hat for my first cabling, but I went and did it in a variegated yarn, so the hat, you can't see it.
Yeah.
So
I did Irish hiking scarves for my kids' teachers. Took me for freaking ever. I didn't try lace for the longest time because I was terrified of lace.
I've only really begun lace. Like, I did the Multnomah. I won't knit it again because it's feather and there's feather and fan and there's a lot of mistakes in it.
Hell, you even started doing charts.
Very, very, very basic charts.
But she started doing charts.
Yeah.
Charts terrified me for the longest time.
They still terrify me.
Entrelac terrified me for the longest time until I took a class with Gwen Bortner at Stitches, and it was so easy, and I've since forgotten how to do it. So
Well, and I mean, I kind of regret not doing color work yet because I see all these things and it's like, oh, they're so nice.
seriously, try the faux isle hat. Or fake isle. I can't remember what it's called.
It terrifies me.
Because I did a faux isle or fake isle or whatever it's called hat, and it was so easy.
Carrie even bought me a book, Charts Made Simple or something, and
But I think that's my biggest regret is the fact that I wait
too long
to try things. Like the stripy socks. I have probably more than 20 skeins of that stuff at home. And I haven't touched any of it until this because I was just like, well, what am I going to do with it? I don't want stripy socks. I don't wear socks. What do I care?
Well, you knit the other ones that your son has.
Then I did the Lonely Princess socks because I was so in love with the colorway I needed to cast it on right away. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. I just want to keep knitting. This is great.
Just knit to the next color.
It's
I'm
now
more
on my
than
third
just-
pair of stripy socks.
It's more than just one more row. It's knit to the next color, which is several rows. So.
Well, when I was doing... Where'd I put them? No, where'd I actually put the sock? I lost my sock. Oh, there it is.
There.
The first night when I cast these on, I made sure I had one stripe of every color. I did the turquoise, the brown, the orange, and the yellow, and I stopped at the end of the yellow. The second night, I did my second color repeat and then put this. And then I think I did one more. And then I did the rest in like one go. And this morning I did the toe, which was these four. And I stopped at the...
And I like that pattern because you're like knit, 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 whoop, slip stitch. Knit, 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 whoop, slip stitch.
And she's not giving away because she did
It's
the
free.
count wrong. But
I just did the count
Yes.
wrong. It's like every 8th stitch or something.
But I was so having fun watching the colors come out and watching how the slip stitches turned out. And I was having so much fun. And I was like, but I'm just knitting a sock. If I was knitting a plain sock, I wouldn't care. I have a pair of socks for Rob on the go that I haven't showed you guys because, quite frankly, they're plain black socks and ugh. I haven't wanted to touch them in a while. So they're sitting in a bag. Not
They're
that I
in
don't
the-
want to knit him socks, but he wanted black socks.
They're
so
in timeout.
they're just on pause. they're not going to count for the pigskin party. So until I have a little bit of yardage under my belt, I don't want to work on anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my only other whip.
Cool.
Is those socks. So. Oh, yes. And for anybody who's wondering about the baby sweater is on hold.
Reasons.
Possibly for a long time. Until I can bring myself to give it to somebody other than who I was going to give it to. The friend for whom I was making the sweater lost her baby at 6 months pregnant. So that's just gone away for a little while. I haven't frogged it.
It's going to hibernate.
It'll be a while. So, yeah, other than the stuff I'm knitting for Pigskin Party, I have no other whips. But, yeah, I mean, there's still techniques I want to learn. There's still stuff I want to do, and I still get that whole freak out, something new. And, I mean, I've been knitting for 9 years now. I shouldn't be scared of this stuff anymore. Although, you know, when I was cross-stitching, I was terrified of trying hard anger, and I've still never done it.
What's that?
It's where you, how do I explain this? You stitch around a square area, and then you cut that square out.
Oh, no. No.
It terrifies me.
No.
I have friends who do it in their sleep.
It's like steaking. No.
That's another thing. I mean, I at some point I'm going to have to learn how to steak. Maybe. Possibly.
Nope,
I don't know.
Gonna happen.
I need to learn to sew in zippers. I need to learn to thread my sewing machine, for one thing.
That was quite, well, sewing in zippers in fabric I found really easy to learn. So if I were to steek something and sew in a zipper, or not steek it and just sew in a zipper into a sweater that I knit back and forth, I could probably do it now.
Because I actually have this big fleece sweater that's in my car, and it's about 6 sizes too big for me. I bought it that way on purpose because I wanted to cut down the front and put in a zipper and make it into a jacket. I've had the sweater for 5 years now. Haven't done that. Still don't know how to thread my sewing machine.
It's in my living room.
I know. So, yeah, I think my biggest regret is being afraid of trying new things. Even though I eventually do it.
Mm-hmm. So you want to do the giveaway?
I suppose. Do you not have any ugly foes or knitting regrets?
No, my knitting regret is, like you, waiting too long and then putting things on hold and not finishing them. And hence frogging them all.
This is why I've never blocked anything. Well, that's not true. I've blocked one thing.
Yes.
I have 5 or 6 shawls at home that I've never blocked. Because I don't know how.
So, before you leave, do we need to soak that and show you how to block? If you have
Not
time.
today, because I'm in a rush today.
Right. So, let's do stash. You got stash last week that you didn't see.
Ah! I have stash! Look! I have a little bag. Isn't that cute?
That's from Julie,
I'll show you the
who is Way Cool Jewels on Ravelry.
Yarn Snob. Oh! And you can see the
Diary of a
sparkles.
Yarn Snob.
Those sparkles really popped.
She even sent some for Selma.
Look at that! I have things. She sent me a little tin.
Yep.
Keep calm and carry yarn.
Yeah.
I always do.
Yeah. She sent us all a tin. My stitch markers were green. Selma's were.
Aww.
And then there's a magnet in there. It's really cute.
There's a fridge magnet. And there are these adorable little stitch markers. Look at that. Aren't they cute?
Yep.
All in this little teeny tin.
Mm-hmm. You might have to move the magnet sideways for it to close. It does close.
I know. It does. I'm just inept.
You don't have anything else, right? Stash?
I don't have anything else.
So this is the actual skein that I'm knitting my shawl out of from Night Owl Fibers. This is actually it in the skein. And I'll see if we can get it to show this time. It just doesn't want to focus.
Want me to do it? It focused for me.
I'm trying. Anyway, not gonna bother. That's the Giga Maggie's colorway. And I also got her pumpkin patch colorway.
I'm not gonna bother stealing this because I have a bowl of it coming too. But otherwise, I would have a third boob.
It's so pretty.
My stash should be here by next week.
And then, that's all I got.
I'll actually confess it might be here now. I didn't check my mailbox for the last 2 days.
We have the giveaway from Riverside Studios, which, I wanted to keep this myself. It is in the Lee colorway, L-E-A, Leah. Superwash Merino Cashmere Nylon. 378 yards. And she's local to us. And one of the viewers actually bought this and sent it to us to give away. Mm-hmm.
We can't send it to you until it's been on the shirt.
True. So I have the thread open.
It's my story and I'm sticking to it.
And I believe we had 125.
I don't know.
124. So I've opened random.org and it's post number 2 to 124. And for those of you that won last week, your items will be going out soon. I just have not had time to go to the post office. So
2 to 124.
Generate. Number
120. Who is?
So you can actually see it. 120.
Sorry.
Put it on the paper.
120 is... Hang on, I'm going to make sure I've got the right one here. I hate this mouse.
Put it on the paper.
I still hate the mouse.
120
is
Knitter Chow. She won again. This is her
Kathy from Michigan.
Her third time.
Really?
In like a couple months. Go buy a lottery ticket.
We swear it's not fixed.
She said all the colorways were beautiful. Cobalt and rust are my favorite. No, it's not fixed because we do it live. So Rachel and Lisa, your prizes that I drew last week, the Yarn It and then the yarn from Night Owl Fibers will be sent out this week. So congratulations. Knitter Chow, I think I have your address
Look
already.
at Kathy. It's being well cuddled. I'm willing to take care of it for you. I give it back to Sue now before it comes home with me.
Back in the plastic bag it goes. So we have coupon codes.
Yep. Oh, and I wanted to say, because I know Sue gave the explanation last week. Amanda, I was just teasing you about the name. I know it's really important to you. It means a lot to her because her store is called, her podcast is called Stitching You and More. And Sarah from the Canadian Knitter podcast has been teasing her for months about the name of the podcast because she can never remember it. And her store is called Stitch Together 4G. And it means a lot to Amanda because it's 4 generations of her family that have sewn and knitted and crafted and sold their crafts. Mm-hmm. And it means a lot to her that she is the 4th generation of her family to do this. So our first coupon code is from Amanda, who is Little Panda 518. Stitch Together 4G is her shop on Etsy. She's given us a coupon code for 15% off until September 23rd, 2015. And it is capital letters TTS15. Her podcast, as I mentioned, is Stitching You and More. And she's having a 100-member giveaway.
Go enter. Join the group. Go enter, because awesome. The other coupon code we have is Rachel from Night Owl Fibers, who is Sweet Knit 1997. She's given us a code for 2 Tangled, which is for 10% off until the end of the year.
The number 2, yes. Tangled.
All caps.
And I have maybe taken advantage of that coupon code. Mm-hmm. Might have a few balls coming. Carrie Lynn of Freckled Whimsy on Etsy has also given our viewers a coupon code. Capital letters 2TWO Tangled 15 for 15% off until December 31st, 2015. And I believe she's one of the sponsors on the Pigskin Party.
She's one of the headline sponsors. So you get more points if you use her bags.
So I really need to find my Freckle Whimsy bag. So I can use that for one of my projects because I know I have it somewhere.
If not, I can lend you mine. Darlene, who is Awesome Granny, Bags by Awesome Granny on Etsy, has an ongoing coupon code 2TS10, capital letters, 10% off, and there's no expiry date.
And Lisa, who is 6 Munchkin Stitching on Etsy, has given our viewers a coupon code for 10% off. It is TWO Tangled 10 for 10% off, and there's no expiry date.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't even think about if we wanted to do a giveaway this week, so do you want to take a break for it?
Yeah.
because we've got a lot, and we'll. The other thing
There's actually a bag over there of all the stuff that we have.
It's actually a box now.
Yes.
And I received a book from Interweave, and we will be reviewing it. Do you want to do it next week?
Yeah.
So we'll do it next week. It's called The Art of Slip Stitch Knitting by Faina Goberstein and Simona Merchant Dest. So this is the book.
I can't wait to review that one.
And so we will take a look at it, and we will review it next week. Yes, I just got the copy this week. So we want to thank Tommy at Interweave, who's constantly sending us stuff, and we love it.
Yep.
Wait till you see the photography in here.
I have.
Oh, you have. That's right. We have the digital copy.
I've been through the book cover to cover. I just haven't seen the hard copy yet.
Oh, the other thing I received, and I'm sorry, I wanted to mention this, is Mandy Pinecone has sent me several of these. And the rest are in other bags, I think. So she's made me some DPN cases. So
isn't that cute?
It's got pink on the inside. This one has owls. I have one in here for my socks. Where is it?
It's in there somewhere.
Oh no, it's this one. That's the one I was using, sorry.
I thought you were using the green one.
No, I'm using that for my squares.
Well,
and then there's a couple. What did I do with the other
They're
ones?
on the chair.
Right. There's a couple more. I think she sent me 6 or 7, and they're all in use, but a couple of them aren't. So this one is got polka dots, and this one, Minions. I actually have some of this fabric, but she sent that to me. And she sent me some...
Minions! Sorry.
There.
Totally
they
forgot
went
about
off.
setting them off. And then knocked one over.
That's okay. So, thank you, Mandy. She sent me some fabric, too, and I didn't want to show it on the podcast, so... also, for the Pigskin Party, for those of you who are looking for football-themed bags, I will be putting some in the shop very soon because I'm sewing up the prizes that are being donated, and the rest I'm putting in the shop, and I also have some football-themed stitch markers that are going to go in the shop, too. But if you win one of my bags through the Pigskin Party giveaways, you'll get a set of stitch markers with it.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's it for this week. And happy crafting, everybody.
Now I think we're both going to go have a nap.
Yeah, pretty much. And we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.